Welcome to Lot 76 cars and the classic Fords from the recent UK Classic Motor Show. The first car is not actually a Ford at all, although it looks suspiciously like a Mark I Ford Escort in terms of design. In actual fact, it's built from all new panels, hand built by MST, and it's built for touring and fast road. Fitted with a 2.5 litre 16 valve Duratec engine, giving 200 brake horsepower and a more modern 5-speed gearbox. Bilstein adjustable suspension is fitted, and of course the electrical system has been uprated to something which is pretty much state of the art. Of course, some features of this car are still pretty iconic, have the flared or bubble arches, and of course, as you can see, the Mini Light 13-inch wheels. If you're interested in one of the finest Mark I Escorts never made, prices start at £85,000. Another rare but more modern Ford is the Ford Probe, with less than 300 left on the UK roads. Produced between 88 and 97, and a result of the collaboration between Ford and its longtime Japanese partner Mazda. If you want rare, this must be about the rarest of them all. Not only is it a 3-door Cortina, but it's actually a base grade vehicle, so it doesn't even benefit from reclining seats or cloth trim. And in actual fact, it's ex-Haynes Motor Museum, which probably indicates why the condition is so good. It even doesn't have the rubber inserts of the L grade and above. This really is basic Ford motoring. A little bit less basic is this Ford Cortina Mark V, and this particular one's a GL version, so it does have some luxuries. Next up is the holy grail of Fiestas. In actual fact, it's a Super Sport, a limited edition model produced using the 1300 Sport as a base, coupled with a few extras from the Series X accessories catalogue. 3,000 were built, but just 26 survived. By today's standard, 110 brake horsepower isn't that much, but when it's only got 925 kilos to pull along, in actual fact it's got a pretty good turn of speed. This particular green RS2000 from 1976-77 is a superb example, but certainly in terms of the inside doesn't have the fishnet Recaros. I wonder if they were fitted only to the custom pack. Please let me know if you know in the comments. The first of a brace of Granadas is this Mark II facelift car. It's a 2.8 litre, but it's actually noted that the badging indicates it's an L grade, although it does appear to have gear alloy wheels. Only appearing as a Mark I is this Ford Granada Coupe. It wasn't repeated in subsequent generations. Another Mark I Escort this time, but this one's actually a real one, produced very early and registered in March 1968. It's currently fitted with a 1998cc engine. I'm not sure what the full specification is, and I'm not sure about the colour, whether that was actually original, but irrespective, it's actually in beautiful condition and certainly appears pretty period correct. Back in the early 80s, it seems that less than £4,000 would have got you this superb Ford Fiesta 950L. This particular car in sunburst red has been maintained in superb order. Just take a look at the mirrors underneath, showing the condition of the underside of the car. Jumping up a size takes us to the Ford Corsair. Available as saloons or estates from 1964 to 1970. You can see here we also have a very rare convertible version from Crayford, one of just 100 vehicles built. The Corsair was eventually replaced by the Mark III Cortina in 1970, when the enlarged Cortina became Ford's new mid-size car. Predecessor to the Corsair was the Ford Consul Classic. It's a mid-size car launched in May 1961 and built by Ford in the UK, but only until 1963. Its styling is reminiscent of the Anglia. It was available in a 2- or 4-door form, in standard or deluxe, with a floor-mounted or column gear shift. Next along is a Mark III Capri, a very early one, but VHK493S is a pretty special car. In actual fact, this was a pre-production car shipped over in secret to the UK for the launch, and then tested by Autocar, you can see appearing on the front cover of this edition. Although it spent much of its life later on languishing in a police compound, the vehicle itself has actually been returned to standard condition and is in superb order, and has been the subject of much attention in the press. Technically speaking, the next car doesn't even exist at all. It's a 1962 Ford Saxon, commissioned by Ford USA for the American market, but designed and built in the UK and based on a Cortina Mark I platform. It was then shipped to the US on completion, but wasn't well received, unfortunately dismantled and never seen again. This particular vehicle, again based on a Mark I as you can see, is a recreation, and it's been recreated basically just using photographs and the limited knowledge that was available about the vehicle from the time. It's really an absolutely superb recreation, and those of you that got the chance to look at the photographs at the show will have seen how close they've actually managed to get this vehicle. While it's just a two-door, two-seater version, in actual fact you can see the Cortina Mark I connection is clear, although with a twist, and the quality and the design of the cabin must surely have been a step ahead of Cortina Mark I's at the time. The second incarnation of the Cortina, designed by Roy Haynes, was launched on the 18th of October 1966, 4 years after the original Cortina. It had some of the styling elements in common with the third generation US Ford Falcon. Although the launch was accompanied by the slogan "New Cortina is more Cortina," the car at 168 inches was actually fractionally shorter than before. Another period convertible creation is this Mark II Ford Cortina, again by Crayford. Arriving the year after the Cortina Mark I is the 1600E derivative, a higher trim version introduced at the Paris Motor Show in October '67. It combines the lowered suspension of the Cortina Lotus with a high-tuned GT 1600 Kent engine, but with all the luxury trim featuring burr walnut wood grain trim dashboard and cap-ins, bucket seats, leather-clad aluminium sport steering wheel and full instrumentation package inside. Sometimes the backstory is as interesting as the car itself. This particular 1970 Ford Cortina estate was purchased from the local Ford dealership by the British manufacturer of prefabricated buildings, Vic Hallam Limited. It was then kitted out as an ambulance by Herbert Lomas, complete with the blue flashing beacon on the roof and a stretcher. It was used on their site for 10 years before eventually being purchased by the local St John's Ambulance Brigade, where it remained until 1997, until eventually it was bought by a paramedic who kept it in absolutely superb condition. I must confess I've never seen a Ford Cortina estate ambulance, let alone a Mark II version, and given this vehicle is in superb condition, it's certainly worth popping into the Great British Car Journey to take a closer look at the vehicle. I really hope you've liked this walk round of some of the classic Fords shown at the National Exhibition Centre at the UK National Classic Car Show recently. Please like, share and subscribe. Feel free to check out some of my other videos, and thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you next time.